News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day to all of our listeners here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is World News in 5 and I am your host, Steph Vicente. Ukrainian forces have shared that Russia's military has crossed into the eastern industrial region of Dnipropetrovsk and is trying to establish a foothold. The BBC reported that Russia has claimed throughout the summer that it has entered the area as its forces try to push deeper into Ukrainian territory from the Donetsk region. Russian officials earlier said an offensive had begun in Dnipropetrovsk, although the latest Ukrainian reports suggest they have barely breached the regional border. It is believed that any Russian advance into Dnipropetrovsk would be a blow to Ukrainian morale even after the talks between United States President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. In other news overseas, the United Nations has said there needs to be justice after Israel's double strike on a Gaza hospital, which killed at least 20 people. The BBC reported this comes as an initial Israeli military probe said the strike had targeted a camera positioned by Hamas. It is noted that UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has described the incident as completely indefensible. On Tuesday, the Israel Defense Forces, or IDF, released its initial inquiry, which identified several gaps for further investigation. Among those who were killed in the strikes are 4 health workers and 5 journalists who work for international media outlets, including the Associated Press, Reuters, Al Jazeera, and Middle East Eye. And finally, Australia has expelled Iranian ambassador to Canberra, Ahmad Sadeghi, after the country's intelligence agency found that Iran was behind at least 2 anti-Semitic attacks on Australian soil. The CNN reported that Prime Minister Anthony Albanese told a press conference that Australia's Security Intelligence Organization, or ASIO, had linked Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, to 2 arson attacks last year targeting a Jewish-owned restaurant in Sydney and the Adas Israel Synagogue in Melbourne. Albanese said these were extraordinary and dangerous acts of aggression orchestrated by a foreign nation on Australian soil. Sagadi and 3 other diplomatic staff have been given 7 days to leave the country. It is the first time Australia has expelled a foreign ambassador since the Second World War. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.